The end of an era. UCLA's bold move to fire coach DeShaun Foster. In a surprising turn of events, the UCLA Bruins have decided to part ways with their head football coach DeShaun Foster after a disappointing start to the season. This decision marks the end of a short-lived era that began with high hopes and a storybook rise for the former UCLA star. Foster's journey as the head coach at his alma mater lasted only 15 games, with a mere 5 victories to show for it. The Bruins' recent losses, including back-to-back defeats against Mountain West Conference teams, have left the team and its fans deflated. But here's where it gets controversial. Was it the right call to fire Foster? Or could this be a case of overreacting to a slow start? Tim Skipper, formerly the interim coach at Fresno State, has been appointed as the interim head coach for the remainder of the season. UCLA's athletic department is now on the hunt for a permanent replacement, a search that will undoubtedly spark debate among fans and analysts alike. The Bruins' poor performance on the field led to widespread ridicule, with tweets and comments from other conferences mocking their winless streak. UCLA found themselves at the bottom of the Mountain West and were the only team in the Big Ten without a win, a situation that the school's administration was no longer willing to tolerate. Foster's contract termination will cost UCLA a significant sum, approximately $6.43 million, unless he secures a new coaching job that offsets this amount. In a statement, Foster expressed his disappointment, but also gratitude for the opportunity to lead the program. And this is the part most people miss. The decision to hire Foster in the first place was unconventional. Martin Jarmond, UCLA's athletic director, took a chance on Foster despite his lack of experience as a coordinator or head coach. Foster's legendary status as a player and his success as a running backs coach under previous head coaches were his biggest selling points. During a meeting before his hiring, Foster assured Jarmond that he would bring a relentless approach to the job. He promised that no one would outwork him or the program, a statement that now carries a hint of irony given the team's recent struggles. Jarmond praised Foster's passion and integrity, which were key factors in his hiring. The coach's popularity among returning players also helped keep the roster intact for his debut season. However, Foster's inexperience showed in his first game, with the coach admitting to nerves and uncertainty in post-game interviews. Foster's tenure saw a mix of promising developments and curious setbacks. He made several off-season moves, overhauling his coaching staff and bringing in talented recruits, including star quarterback Nico Iamaleava from Tennessee. However, he also restricted access to practices and player interviews during training camp, a decision that raised eyebrows. Despite a heavy loss to Utah in the season opener, Foster remained optimistic, claiming his team was close to making the necessary plays. However, subsequent losses to Nevada, Las Vegas, and New Mexico highlighted a series of worrying trends: inconsistent offense, poor defensive stops, and a lack of discipline on the field. Foster's pillars of discipline, respect, and enthusiasm seemed to have little impact, with his players repeatedly committing penalties and showing a lack of passion. In his final meeting with reporters, Foster initially blamed his team's shortcomings on execution, but eventually accepted responsibility when pressed. "Everything that happens can fall on me," Foster said. "I'm the head coach, so it can fall on me." With a monotone voice, Foster expressed his determination to use the bye week to make changes before the Bruins' next game. However, his efforts to sound upbeat fell flat, and now the task of turning the team's fortunes around falls to someone else. As UCLA moves forward, the question remains: was firing Foster the right decision, or did the administration act too hastily? What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments and let's discuss this controversial move.